Hello, TAMY Award nominees. I'm honored to be here today to talk to you as a graduate of Gardner High School and also as a professional actor. I graduated Gardner High School in 1990, and also in 1990 I had my first professional acting job when I went to New York University as a student there. I was in a play called The Butterfingers Angel, Mary and Joseph, Herod the Nut, and the Slaughter of 12 Hit Carols in a Pear Tree by William Gibson, who also wrote The Miracle Worker. Over the years, I've amassed a lot of knowledge and a bit of advice, so I'd like to pass some of that on to you today for a career in the theater, whether that's on stage or behind the scenes. Firstly, live it and love it. I love what I do. If you can think of anything else that you love more than theater, I would encourage you to pursue that instead of being an actor, because being an actor is hard. But if you do love it, you have to live it. It's not a choice, it's something that I had to do. My senior year at Gardner High School, I was in both of the shows at Gardner High. I did probably about 7 shows at the Mount. Fast forward to last year in Sydney, where I live now, I did 4 different stage shows. I was in 2 television shows that were seen worldwide, The Pacific and Captain Cook Obsession and Discovery. Did that satisfy me? Nope. I had to do more. So I worked on a new dance theater piece. I did staged readings. I performed in benefit concerts. I love it. It is what I have to do for the rest of my life. So if you feel that that is what you really need to do, then live it and love it. My second piece of advice, start where you want to finish. If you want to be on Broadway, go to New York City. If you want to be in film and television, go to LA. If you want to stay at home, that's great, because there's a lot of professional opportunities for you around here. There's all sorts of professional theaters you can be involved in. You can sign up to Boston Casting to do film and TV work. But the important thing is to know what you want and start where you want to finish. I went to New York University because I wanted to be a Broadway dancer. Now, I haven't quite been on Broadway yet, but I've toured the world with a bunch of different Broadway shows, starting with A Chorus Line. I did The Wizard of Oz, I did On the Town in Europe, and I did The Producers in Australia. And I wouldn't have got any of those jobs if I hadn't moved to New York City. Having said that, be flexible. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was from the Broadway actress Betty Buckley, who also coincidentally ended up being in The Pacific as well, although we didn't work together on it. But Betty said to me when I was about 19, let your career take you where it's going to take you. I was doing a production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum at the Cape and Ogunquit Playhouse in 1999, and when I got back to New York, I had nothing to do. I got a call saying, do you want to go on a cruise ship as a singer-dancer? I said, sure, why not? I ended up in Sydney, Australia, where I met my partner, fell in love, and eventually moved back there. A few years ago, my agent in Sydney called and said, I want you to audition for this TV miniseries. I got a small part in The Pacific that went on to win an Emmy Award this year. So you have to be flexible. My fourth piece of advice, get training. I went to New York University. It was like Broadway University. I got my bachelor's degree there. So not only did I study my field, but I also studied all those general subjects. In my field, I learned to do a lot of new things. I learned how to tap dance. I did ballet. I took singing lessons. I took acting lessons. I learned how to stage manage. I learned how to design sets and lighting. I had really great training. I think training is an integral part of being a performer or working in the theater. The year that I graduated from NYU, there were only 8 people left in my program. 4 of us went on to be performers, and the other 4 continued working in the theater, one of whom is one of the producers for Rock of Ages on Broadway right now. Number 5, get an internship. The girl that is the producer of Rock of Ages on Broadway started as an intern and a casting agent. My freshman year, after I finished my first year of college, I went and was an intern at Millbrook Playhouse in Pennsylvania. I acted in 2 of the 14 shows. The rest of the time, I was sewing the costumes, painting the sets, laying out turf for the grass for the set for I'm Not Rappaport. I was meeting the other actors. I was working on stage management. I was running the lighting board. It was an amazing opportunity, and I loved every second of it. Not to mention that I got to meet some amazing people along the way, which brings me to point number 6, foster your relationships. I keep a book of everybody I've ever worked with. From that internship, one of the artistic director of the company is now a major casting director in New York City. He cast Damages, The C Word, Fringe, a bunch of shows like that. Another actress there At that theater, I worked for as a designer in New York, which paid me really well while I wasn't acting between jobs. So you need to foster your relationships. And you know, that starts now. So take a look around, look at the person next to you, look at the person across from you, look at the person sitting 2 seats down from you. Whether that person was in the chorus, whether that person was the stage manager, whether that person was the leading man or the leading lady, it doesn't matter. In 10 years' time, that person could be an award-winning filmmaker or the artistic director of a Tony Award-winning regional theater. So foster those relationships, be nice to each other, and enjoy it. Be prepared. Talking about fostering relationships, I was in LA and I got a call from an actor who I did Guys and Dolls with, and he said, "Hey, do you want to go see this preview of this new television show?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, that would be great. What's it called?" He said, "Oh, I'm not really sure. It's about a bunch of high school students in a glee club." That was Glee. 2 days later, I was in the executive producer's office because of the relationship that he had fostered with a friend of mine from Sydney 20 years earlier, working behind the scenes on a television show. So you have to be prepared when that sort of thing comes along, right? That means having a monologue memorized, many monologues memorized, having a book full of songs that you can sing for musical theater auditions, having a professional picture and resume. If you've done any film or television work, short films, whatever, get a show reel together that I carry around on my iPhone so that just in case I'm on a plane sitting next to a producer, I can show them. So it really helps to be prepared. You need to be, if you are going to be a professional actor, you need to be ready for your opportunity at any moment, which means you have to work hard. Let me see. In a typical week, I would go to 2 to 3 yoga and dance classes. I put down and memorize a new scene every week for camera that I put down with other actors in Sydney. I sing almost every single day. I eat right. I try not to drink too much. I try to get 8 hours sleep every night. You have to work really hard. If anybody has ever told you that someone's an overnight sensation or that that actor just walked into the room and it was easy for them to get the part, it's not true. It's because they've worked hard all of those years. Which brings me to number 9. Know yourself. There are going to be times when you walk into a room and you are the perfect person for that part. How would you know that? Well, I, for example, am a quirky, good-looking, character-leading man. How do I know that? Because a casting director in LA told me that, someone that works for CBS, about 3 years ago. And I find it kind of embarrassing to have to say that. It might sound a little bit conceited, but that's who I am, and that's who I'm perceived to be. So you need to know your type. So if you're a Tracy Turnblatt, you don't audition for Amber in Hairspray. If you're the height of John Adams in 1776, you don't go for the tall guy. You don't go for Thomas Jefferson. If you're the age of Louise in Gypsy, you don't go for Mama Rose. You go for what you're right for. You know your type. Take a good look at yourself in the mirror and know who you are. And if you're still not sure who you are, ask 3 of your friends to write a sentence about you. Limit it to about 7 to 9 words with descriptive words about you. And that's a really great exercise to get to know who you are. Finally, believe in yourself. Because I can tell you, you walk into a room for an audition sometimes, and you are perfect for the part. And it ends up that you're the only person that could have possibly played that part. The other 100,000 times you're going to walk into that room, and you're going to think you're perfect, and you're going to work hard, and you're going to be so prepared, and they're not even going to give you a second look. So you have to believe in yourself. Every time you get to audition, every time you get to perform, it is a gift. It is so much joy to do that. And even if you're auditioning, you're getting to show somebody what you are best at. So believe in yourself. Go for that dream job. Apply to the colleges that you want to go to. Call the theater company that you want to go to. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. If you follow these pieces of advice, I hope that you, like me, can have a career in the theater or in film and television. Congratulations in advance for all of you who are winning tonight. And I know it sounds trite, but just being here makes you a winner. Think of all the kids that didn't get up and do a show this year at your high school. So I look forward, and congratulations in advance, to seeing you collect your TAMY Awards, and hopefully one day you will see me on television, in film, on stage, accepting that coveted award. Maybe I'll get an Oscar, maybe I'll get an Emmy, maybe I'll get a Tony. But anyway, I'll believe in myself and I will keep doing what I have to do, which is being a professional actor. All right. Peace.